to another One Piece manga review. I'm your host, Mr. Lynden Burton, joined by my co-host, as always, Mr. Christian Hollinger. We're back from DreamCon. So look, I know we were supposed to give y'all videos over the break. We just couldn't. The way we were recording, a lot of either the audio got corrupt or the video got corrupt, but we got everything situated. We're now going to be giving you 2 videos a week, a One Piece video, and it's officially determined. Kaiju number 8 is the second series that Christian and I will be covering. You'll be getting that along top of Anime Talk with me and Krissa, and then Manga Melee with Jay and Parth. Me and Christian are going to be building up the anime review and discussion side, while those 2 shows will be the news and review hubs, the news and hubs of anime and manga, respectively. But we just got back from DreamCon. I want to say big thank you to Mark Phillips, RDC World, all of them for having us, first off, for giving Black creators the opportunity to have that. Beautiful. Round of applause for them. I'm going to put this in post. But also, got to give a huge shout out to everyone that came to our panel. We appreciate it. It was beautiful. It was bigger than last year's. We just keep getting more and more at these panels, and that doesn't happen without you all. We just to tell a quick story, and then we'll get Christian's thoughts on it, but it was so beautiful to me. We had at minimum 50 people there, at maximum like 100 to 110. And I really think it was 85 at most part, but at its highest 110. It was beautiful. So they had a little misprint with us in another panel. So we had a bunch of people in there while we're just waiting, because when you do a panel, you're supposed to wait 15 minutes and then start. There's supposed to be a 15-minute period where it's just y'all in there setting up. So as we're setting up, it's packed already. I look at Christian and Chris and I go, bro, we just got to start. And we start. The lady comes and looks at me, tells me, thank you for handling everything like an adult, of course. And we go from literally 5:45 to like 7:20. Almost 7:30, damn near. We weren't supposed to go that long. It was because you all wanted it. The people kept asking questions. You all kept talking to us. It was beautiful. Thank you to all the new followers, because I know we got a bunch of new followers. And if you are, make sure, if you want to be part of the family, and well, you're already part of the family, but if you want to connect with us more, our Discord link is in the description. We talk One Piece in there. We have trivia nights. We play D&D. There's a One Piece D&D going on right now. I'm sure they would love to do a Naruto one and some others, but we need y'all to join if y'all want that possible. We do giveaways in there. The Discord is a beautiful place. But Christian, give us your thoughts on DreamCon. It was your first time going. Did you enjoy yourself? How was it?
Yeah, I mean, the trip and traveling there and back was definitely very enjoyable. Being there, being amongst, a bunch of like-minded individuals was, very refreshing. The merchandise was really dope. And then, like I said, the panels and the energy that you would feel just being around all of these other people was great. You would see long lines, people having all kind of discussions. And everyone was very approachable, so it was a very good time.
And to that point, it's at other cons, because Christian's gonna be going on tour with Krista and I, along with Jazz, and me and Jazz talked about this on the Bros Who Think podcast. When me and Krista did other cons, we were the minority. Like, Black people were the minority at some of these other cons. But at DreamCon, and this is, y'all know, this is not me being a racial type way. It's just a feeling I have. I can't deny the feeling. And there were some white people there. There were some of all types, but majority, it was African Americans. And to have a bunch of African Americans like myself, like Christian, like our listeners, it's just beautiful, because out in public, you don't necessarily see a bunch of us. We're there, but you don't necessarily know it. Here, everybody wasn't afraid to be themselves. They were 100% themselves, and it just felt beautiful. No fights, no violence. It just shows how the stereotype of Black people getting together, oh, there's always going to be some incident. There was nothing. It was a beautiful energy. It was Black excellence, and I loved every moment of it. I told my girlfriend I felt at home, and it just felt amazing, because that doesn't happen all the time. So that's why I want to say thank you to RDC World for creating that for us. And I'm letting y'all know, if you're a Lafayette liver, if you live in New Orleans, if you live in Baton Rouge, Bros Who Think we'll throw something like this. We will throw something like this. There's plans in development. We have to get our movie out first. Christian and I have to start working on our comic book. But besides that, that's my next goal. to throw not just a Comic-Con, but a festival. And I'm not talking about normal rap. No, we're going to have anime rap there. We're going to have nerdcore. We want to support this. There can be another festival for regular music, but if you are this, we want you there. Of course, Chris is going to headline, but we're going to have more people there, and we want to have booths. We want to have all different comic creators come to us. Local, underground, whatever it may be, we want to support y'all because that was what it was about. It was about Black excellence, and it felt beautiful. Shit, I got a figure that's now my new favorite figure, introducing gear for Luffy, and it's not from Dressrosa. It's from Whole Cake Island when he fought Cracker. I don't know if you could tell, Christian, but he has the
Island outfit.
Yep, exactly, the Tato Land. So let's put him in its place right now. This is what we going. Also, shout out to my man Namiware for making 10 pins. Shout out to Dom Jimenez and the writer Abram Samake Kuzner. 10 pins. We bought this there. We went to his panel. Shout out to my man Namiware. Dope. Always want to support. Let me put Gear 4th Luffy in his spot. Also, shout out to my man Blizzy Boy, who made the intro to the 10 pins. He will be coming on the Bros Think podcast soon. Just another thing from DreamCon, just beautiful. Look at the bleach logo that they gave to the people for their whatchamacallit, for their how to get in. Also, this shirt, I got if my wallet's in here. I don't think it is. I think my wallet's in my car. But this shirt came from DreamCon. It's Oyasumi Designs. OYASUMI Designs. Shout out to them. When I saw a Doro Hidoro shirt, I said, fuck no. We're getting this instantly. So it was just amazing. A bunch of cool stuff. I enjoyed it. And me and Krista decided this last year, but we're letting y'all know we're going to DreamCon as long as we're doing this. As long as we are making content and doing this, we will never miss a DreamCon because it's beautiful and we want to support. Christian will be with us. But Christian, that's enough on DreamCon. We got a lot to discuss, my boy. So look, we are here to review the chapter. We will give y'all a separate video. I know we said we're doing 2 a week, but maybe the second one next week instead of Kaiju number 8 will be our thoughts on Wano as a whole. But we have to discuss that at some point. But right now, we're here reviewing chapter 1054, Flame Emperor. Oh man, so basically how these review works, I give a brief synopsis, and once we do the brief synopsis, me and Christian go through each part of the chapter and have a discussion on it. So this chapter starts off with a beautiful cover spread, just a gorgeous cover spread of the new 4 emperors. I think it's interesting that Blackbeard and Shanks have the same eye color. I don't know if that's intentional. I don't know if that's their eye color. I don't know if that's supposed to hint at something, but we'll discuss that. So the chapter begins with we're seeing Aramaki, aka GreenBull, walk through Wano. He gets stopped by the samurai. He tells them, y'all don't have no place here. Get the fuck out of my way. I'm going after Luffy. He then opens up his fruit, which we find out it's a Logi, and starts beating ass, baby. Starts punching them, and they start fighting. Then Yamato says, F this, I hate your attitude, and bow, hits his ass with a big Conqueror's hockey hit. He then says, damn, your hockey's strong. Momo comes out. Momo's like, Yamato, stop. Tries to send a blast breath. It doesn't work. He then bites Aramaki, but that don't do nothing. It then cuts away. We then cut to Shanks. Shanks and his crew's like, oh shit, Luffy that dude. Time to meet Luffy. Usopp's dad's like, hold up. I ain't ready to see my kid. I'm still a deadbeat. And everybody's like, Luffy. And then Shanks then looks a picture at Luffy. He then flashes back to when they stole the devil fruit. I'm beginning more and more to think that was intentional. And he's like, my bet paid off. That's basically what he's thinking. Lucky Rue's like, bro, remember, we still got to go take care of Bartolomeo. And Shanks was like, well, I guess you have a point, because he was like, I'm not interested in seeing Luffy yet. He then goes to Ben Beckman, say, Beck, I think it's time for we make our move. Let's claim the One Piece. We then flash to the Marines, where we find out about Sabo. Sabo killed Cobra with quote unquote. We then find out he's known as the Flame Emperor. He's been having a bunch of people revolt, and we meet a new investigator called Kuroma for the Marines, and basically he's investigating the reverie because Sakazuki thinks everything still doesn't seem right. He doesn't believe what's going on. He then is like, man, there's so much shit going on, but don't worry. I'm gonna drive each and every one of y'all back to the bottom of the ocean. And that's the chapter. Christian, start us off, brother. Where we starting off?
I mean, I like to start off from the beginning.
Oh, for sure.
Chronological. I mean, but just in general, looking at this, I don't know. I mean, we could actually probably start with the Shanks stuff.
Okay.
I feel like the GreenBull stuff is, is a little bit more pertinent. I think that Oda is kind of jumping around here.
Well, let's start off with GreenBull because I actually have more to say on Shanks than GreenBull.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I actually do. So to me, with GreenBull, I love this. We're seeing his character complete opposite of what's my man Fujitora, and I feel like Fujitora's all the way on the left. Like if we're gonna, I'm using left and right, not conservative and liberal in our sense, but I'm just using it as like a way. Fujitora is super liberal. Right. Kizaru is like somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I think Akainu is on the right, but before GreenBull. I think GreenBull is all the way on the right, buying all of the Celestial Dragon shit. He believes in Arama. He believes in Akainu because he believes it's a strong sense of justice. But I think he's more than that. Whereas Sakazuki wasn't really feeling what the Gorosei was saying. Sakazuki's about true justice, quote unquote, as long as it's taking down pirates, but he's not okay with all this government corruption shit that he's slowly figuring out as the fleet admiral. Whereas Aramaki, if the Celestial Dragons tell him, it's done. The thing he told Yamato blew my mind. I was like, okay, Oda's going there. When he was like, so y'all are outside the country, the Celestial Dragons are gods of the world, and you have no human rights? Told them, y'all have no human rights. He was like, discrimination creates solace. It doesn't matter how many people die in this country because the law doesn't apply here. He was like, y'all can try and stop me. I'm gonna kill thousands just to reach Luffy and to make sure I accomplish the Celestial Dragons. That dude is, I thought GreenBull was gonna be more like Fujitora. No, he's the most conservative, believing member of the government we've met yet.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about the moment where he was still introduced as a silhouette, and it seemed like Fujitora and him were sitting down and getting along. Yeah. But I mean, I think that again has to do with just, not to get too political, but Fujitora strikes me as someone who can probably keep his cool under certain circumstances. Now, we know that he got into a yelling match with Akainu, but that's when they were battling in beliefs, like they're discussing. They're discussing ideology. Kind of met him with that aggression. So I'm sure that the same kind of thing would happen if Fujitora was present. But I also think that this is a moment where GreenBull probably would have reined it back in if Fujitora was around, because I think he would also know. But to a degree, I definitely agree.
I don't think he would have been okay with what Luffy did in Alabasta or Dressrosa. I don't think he would have helped like Smoker and Fujitora helped. I think he is
GreenBull.
Yeah.
Oh no! GreenBull would have just tried to take Luffy's head regardless.
Yeah, he would have let Doflamingo and Crocodile do what they want because they are warlords presented by the Celestial Dragons. Like he thinks that okay, y'all can do what y'all want. Y'all are appointed here. I have no say. But this other pirate who's trying to free those people, I don't care if the people are in the right. It's against what the Celestial Dragons want. They got to go down.
Right. So to kind of expand on that, I do think that GreenBull is going to be an interesting character because
super interesting.
Kaido broke Wano, right? And so we see that as GreenBull is walking, he's reflourishing Wano.
Yep.
Literally. I mean, it's not like he's just growing one type of plant life.
No, he's growing everything.
And so it makes me think like, well, is he just bringing like random flora to Wano, or is he enriching what Wano's natural?
That's what I thought it was. Like he's bringing it back to life. Yeah.
Right. So to a degree, unlike Akainu and Aokiji, the result of GreenBull being here would probably be
the best case scenario.
Fixing Wano to a degree. Now,
because if it was Akainu, it would be destroyed. If it was Fujitora, it'd be destroyed. And like Kizaru, it wouldn't do any. I don't think his light does anything like to the Earth. Right? Yeah, right. It might blind people, but like it's not doing anything. And then Fujitora, I think, would destroy it as well because the gravity would send shit down. Like, this is the perfect person to come. And funny enough, I got to shout out to Verson in our Discord. He compared Aramaki coming to the US going to Japan, and it makes a lot of sense because he is the one that would do anything for the Celestial Dragons, anything for that order. How the United States was trying to push their message, they were doing anything for capitalism and whatnot. And it makes sense. It's disguised as, hey, I'm going to enrich your land. Aramaki, hey, I'm bringing it back to life. But at the same time, we taking over. Right. Like DJ Khaled said, we taking over. That's a classic Khaled. I know you remember that. That's classic Khaled. Khaled don't make shit like that no more. But I like his form too. He looks like the Don, kind of.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit.
But doesn't that look like the Don, like Luffy's old lady, like the lady who took care of him? I thought that does. I thought it was interesting.
I'm a little bit thrown off though by like the sequence of, okay, so the scabbards are, and you can see in this scene where GreenBull is saying you samurai should buzz off while you can. Wano in the capital is in the background, right?
Yeah.
So the scabbards, I would have presumed, would have been near Luffy and the Straw Hats and in the city or in the capital.
I don't think so, because if you remember, Kinemon was sitting back with his wife. Denjiro was kind of back, like everybody, like the only people close to Luffy was Momo, in my opinion. Like him, Momo and Hiyori, I thought at least.
Well, I'm not saying like extreme proximity.
Okay, I got you.
It definitely feels like
Luffy and them should have known.
That's kind of what I'm getting to, kind of not. Like yes and no, but it's like how. It definitely seems like the scabbards picked up on GreenBull from a distance. Like they were like, okay, someone really strong is approaching. Similar to how like Whitebeard knew Odin was running towards him. So it's kind of like, okay, they sensed impending danger. And they're like, okay, we shouldn't bother Luffy with this. We know that this is, one of these things called, an admiral who is an issue for Luffy across, the ocean.
The world, yeah.
So we're going to try and handle this so that, he can relax, right? And then, although I'm kind of skipping around here, Yamato, who just joined the Straw Hats and was actually with them partying.
Yeah, she was.
He somehow picks up on GreenBull as well. So it's like, okay, not that we have to see this, but it makes me think like, okay, are Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro aware
of
if
this?
The scabbards can pick it up.
They gotta be.
They can pick it up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, and if Yamato is able to get here, then that does. And I'm gonna explain why I'm a little bit excited about that, but I'm also a little bit confused as to how the scabbards showed up, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we shouldn't bother Luffy with this." And it's like, if y'all picked it up.
They
Luffy
did.
Picked it up.
So, I feel like someone from the Straw Hats besides Yamato is coming. Like whether it's Zoro, whether it's Luffy, they are coming at some point.
Well,
like
that's actually where I'm getting to. So I actually just, you said I haven't been tweeting a lot. I came back and I tweeted some thoughts about this. So this is my thoughts on GreenBull, especially within this chapter, right? And a lot of this I've already spoken to you about in previous reviews and off air, but. All right, so we look at this chapter. I got major Pika vibes, right?
Okay.
Especially in the flexing forest muscle panel, because both of these characters use the environment to create giant, body parts, right? Pika did the same thing with that giant face that you brought up earlier. Pika did the same thing in Dressrosa. And so I'm saying that to say that, okay, what was Zoro's first task when it came to Enma, right? It was cutting a tree, and he ends up cutting down a cliff or multiple trees, right? Yep. So I'm sitting here and I'm saying, okay, it could almost be this to and fro scenario where GreenBull is, causing Wano to flourish, and Zoro's like cutting down, all of these forests, right? So I'm thinking that this is also another great way to show off attack potency for anyone who shows up to fight GreenBull.
Yeah.
Then you could say like, oh, look, this single punch that Luffy, I don't think Luffy's gonna fight, but
I don't think so either.
This is what I'm saying. Like Luffy could throw like a punch and we could see that it created a giant, like it just cleared out an entire forest level of flora, right?
Mm-hmm. I feel like if anything, they're gonna someone from the Straw Hats besides Yamato will attack enough for them to escape, and I think the Straw Hats escape. I do not expect to see Luffy and the Straw Hats versus this Admiral right now because they would win. Like Oda's not doing that.
Well, that's I don't know yet, right? Like my expectations are still kind of low, but I said this before, like it does still seem weird to me that certain things were hinted at and they're not.
Oh yeah, Zoro still has to go to the place in Wano. That's true too. So you can't.
We still have the Ryuma stuff, and so this is. I'm just gonna kind of quickly go through this because this is what I was saying, right? So I think a lot of us are kind of trapped in saying, one thing reminds me of something else, so then it has to be that way. But Oda builds on things, right? So, like, let's look at the Thriller Bark situation. So I am countering your thoughts, where I'm thinking that there will be a major GreenBull Straw Hat
fight,
collision, right? And this is because we were sitting here saying, okay, you have two warlords, Moria and Kuma, who's relevant to this chapter. So then you had two emperors, right? Big Mom and Kaido. But if you look at how it actually happened, you had one threat followed by a second unexpected threat. So when you look at it that way, you have
GreenBull's that, I get where you're going.
And then GreenBull shows up and he is the Kuma unexpected threat that wrecks everything, right? And so then you have a moment where someone else has to step up. So maybe that is the correlation that we have in Thriller Bark. And
my thing is, because I'm with you, I just think that if Zoro, whoever starts fighting, Luffy's coming. Like we always say, at this point, you're not beating Zoro, Luffy, Sanji, and Yamato. You're just not. And then
you're not.
You're not. And I don't think Oda's introducing this Admiral just for him to be taken out that fast. Now, I do have a theory.
That's the thing.
Okay,
so you brought up escaping. I don't think that he's going to be like outright defeated to where it's like, oh, I introduced an Admiral and he's already been taken out like a new warlord or Yonko and then they fall. I do think that he's going to have to retreat to the point where basically look at the difference, right? He pulls up. Kizaru was like, I'm going to pull up.
Yeah.
But Akainu was like, nah, chill.
And then Akainu doesn't know he pulled up too. And so I have a theory. Now, I'm going to let you go and then I'm going to tell you my theory because I think I know how GreenBull is going to leave.
So it's like there had to have been a reason for that. And of course, Akainu did not know that Luffy was going to come out victorious, that the two Yonko were going to fall. So he also had to know that Kaido broke Wano and had it subjugated. So it's not a country full of Odin.
See, I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows. And the Gorosei don't, because if they did, I think they're invading. I don't think they know that Wano is as broken as we know. Like, I think they know Kaido was there, but I feel like they still think those samurai are.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Dudes. That's what I was thinking. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, that makes no sense because it's like.
But then why wouldn't they invade? That's my thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm actually calling this out because I'm saying like GreenBull showed up and GreenBull basically, I think he pulled up like before he knew Kaido was like definitive.
He did it on his own, like with no one telling him to go either.
Which means he was prepared to fight Kaido as well. Like, so what I'm saying is like, if GreenBull is arrogant enough where he's like, oh, I'm gonna pull up with some people who are starting to rival Yonko, and there's, Yonko, and I'm not certain that, Kaido's out, then it's like Kaido's not really what you're, afraid of. So if you are afraid of the samurai, but Kaido has taken over Wano, then it's like the threat of the samurai is not greater than the threat of Kaido. So if the world government isn't really scared of Kaido in that same way, then.
But see, if that's the case, they'd have pulled up though, because the Gorosei distinctly were like, they made a smart move by not opening it up. We can't come yet.
You say that, but then GreenBull literally tells the samurai you should buzz off while you can.
But see, I think that's just him. Like I feel like him right now is Lone Ranger.
He's definitely a Lone Ranger. I'm just saying, like, if Kizaru wanted to pull up and Akainu is pulling him back, GreenBull's pulled up and he's like, Oh, these are the samurai? Like, obviously up close.
Oh, you thinking because now he's going to tell him? But I still think he's getting yanked. And that goes to what I think something's going to happen on the outside involving Marshall D. Teach or someone. And Kai's going to be like, get your fucking ass out of there, my boy.
I mean, maybe, but I definitely think that this goes to, the thing that I keep referencing where
you want that Zoro fight, my boy.
I mean, look, I may or may not be trapped in this, but it's like, for the most part, Straw Hats get the arc that they're introduced in, and then they get a follow-up arc at some point, right? This, I have all reasons to believe, is supposed to be Zoro's arc. And so the way that I've been, viewing this is, okay, I took the L with like ZKK, right? But then I'm thinking about it and I said, I've been saying for the longest time that speculating on, Zoro killing Kaido and that theory was almost boring because it seemed super telegraphed. Like it felt so obvious. You had so many people who were pointing to it and bringing up all these other, tie-ins, right? So Oda, being someone that we know hates when people can predict his story and also kind of being a troll, I think turned that whole thing into a great red herring, right? So it's like he already fulfilled the whole Ryuma cutting a dragon. And so he gave us...
He scarred Kaido and beat King. He did. Zoro did a lot.
I mean, he definitely did. And so what he's saying is he had Gyukimaru say, look, cutting a dragon is just one of Ryuma's many parallels. He also protected Wano from world nobles who wanted to rule it. And it's like, okay, that's a very specific statement. All right. Then you have GreenBull showing up. He beats down King and Queen. And what does he say? He says, look, someone of my position can't be getting defeated by a pirate's underling.
Even though he already did, which we'll get to. He said commanders, which is very important because he did.
Well, I think in the official he said pirate underlings.
Let me see. I'm gonna check. It's like right here. But yeah, continue while you're doing that.
And so when I read that, I was like, that seems almost like a red herring, not a red herring, but like almost like a foreshadowing that you are gonna fall to someone who is not Law, Kid, or Luffy. You're going to fall to a Yamato or a Zoro or something like that. Then, like I said, there's these other correlations that seem to need a payoff, right? So you have Zoro gets Enma. He's tasked with cutting a tree, right? Then I said, okay, Enma absorbs Rio from Zoro. Zoro's able to resist that and keep it, right? What does it seem like GreenBull?
Oh yeah, he did say pirate subordinates. It was the unofficial that said commanders. Good call.
Right. So that already has a relation to Zoro and Sanji with like if you remember back in Eni's lobby, you have Pirate A and Straw Hat Underling and all this other stuff, right? So then, like I was saying, Zoro cuts a tree with Enma, but then he ends up cutting multiple trees, like a miniature forest. Enma absorbs life force in Rio. GreenBull seemed to absorb life force in Rio from, well, not Rio per se, but the life force.
But life, yeah.
Queen. And then we see also in that same first time that he's introduced, he's absorbing alcohol from one of the things. So again, like Kaido, Zoro, he seems to be this guy who, enjoys a drink, plus the Black Blade, right? So again, you have Hitetsu / Sukiyaki mentioning that Enma could become a Black Blade. There has been practically no talk about that, right? And then you have a Black Blade wielder show up. Like, again, this just seems too intentional because you don't need, like, you gave him this forest fruit, right? Why did you give him a Black Blade?
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's very fair. It's going to be interesting if it is, and I could see it being that way.
And it's to the point where I'm saying, like, if there is not a major Zoro thing, like that to me seems like a huge missed opportunity. I mean, that's Ryuma, Mihawk. Those are the only that is the company when you say a Black Blade.
Now, and the only other thing that it could be, because I'm looking at it right now, it's 100% black. Is it in his sheath? That's gonna be like what people will say, but I think it is a black blade. And to your point, that'd be awesome to see Zoro do this. At least, maybe not beat him, but like at least beat him to the point to where it's like, okay, I'm stalled. Like I can't do anything. I need to retreat because there's too many people here right now. I can't beat everyone. And then boom, gets to do his Ryuma gravesite, unless that happened during the week where we get a flashback to that while it's going on. I don't know. But we still have to see the gravesite thing. That's, to me, that's what I need to see for Zoro, more so than like anything else. I need to see him go and be at Ryuma's gravesite with Shushui.
I need to see that as well, but like I said, that needs to happen when something worthwhile has been met. And this is, again, as a major Zoro stan, I'm very critical of these things, right? Zoro came here, he told Queen, I'm here to cut down the world's strongest, right? Zoro's dream is for his name to reach the heavens, right? If he's considered a pirate underling, if he is looked at as, a contributor, but not literally at the same stature as the 5 supernova who are on the rooftop, because again, this is very contentious to me.
But see, I don't think he's viewed that. I think that's just GreenBull. Like, I don't think he.
I'm saying that, but I'm saying, like, okay, think about it as well, like this. Why have the bounties for the rest of the Straw Hats not been released yet? For one,
maybe just waiting.
But like, for what reason would you do that? To me, it's because the rest of the Straw Hats have not finished doing what they need to do. There's going to be something else that happens, right? And it's not going to be Luffy, because I don't see Gear 5 being reintroduced right now.
Not yet.
Gear 5 would have to be reintroduced for Luffy to contend with an admiral.
My man pushing that Zoro thing. I love it. Y'all let me know in the comments.
I have to.
No, I get it.
I have to, right?
Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all agree with Christian, how y'all feel about this, and where y'all are going. But yeah, give us your final thoughts on this.
So then my final thoughts here is that, okay, the point is we're not trying to bother Luffy. This dude took a Conqueror's coded attack from Yamato and said, man, that hockey hurt. Like, you've got some hockey, right?
Yeah. While
he's completely ignoring the scabbards. So my thoughts are, I don't think Shanks is doing anything. And GreenBull, if he can tank an attack from Yamato, then that off rip to me tells me that the only people who are on Wano right now who have a chance against GreenBull are Luffy, Yamato, Zoro, Law, and Kid, right?
Yeah.
That's 5 people.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I still think Sanji's stronger than Yamato, but I'm rocking.
Sanji?
I'm rocking. You don't even have to diss my man, but I'm rocking.
I'm not gonna diss you. I'm just making sure, because I
still believe Monster Trio.
Hold on. Because we getting a whole lot of passive power creep for Sanji. Like,
we don't even have to talk about Sanji.
I'm just gonna say, look, y'all started saying Sanji and Killer in the same name, and now y'all saying Sanji and Wait, hold on.
Look, I'm just saying my man is the Monster Trio, the 3rd one. Let's just keep it going. That's all I'm saying. We keep it going. All right. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't think if
those are the only
fight,
5.
Yeah, that's right? It. Like, and it's not gonna be Kid, it's not gonna be Law.
No, because we're not getting Roof Piece 2.0.
Yeah,
right?
No.
So if it's not gonna be those 5, I don't think it's gonna be, Yamato just fights GreenBull until something happens with like Blackbeard, as you speculated, and then Akainu pulls him out. I don't think that's going to be the case, right? It could be, because Yamato's already there.
It could be Zoro fighting and then pull him out, but I do think he's getting pulled out. There's no defeat.
No. I completely agree with that. I don't expect or hope for a defeat. What I'm thinking here is, again, because he has the ability to create so much stuff, literally create so much stuff, it gives potential for Oda to flex something, right? Like, again, Zoro has a lot of large scale attacks. Like, he cut the Meteor in Stampede, he cut Pika in Dressrosa, right? So I'm saying, like, this makes for another perfect scenario where, like, this guy could create a giant forest, right? And then we see Zoro slice the entire forest down, and the grand scheme of thing, nothing happened, because Green Bull created that forest. So it's not like Zoro just destroyed, most of Wano.
Yeah.
You can create something that can be destroyed to show off a feat that's really cool, while also being able to say, like, he stalled him the same way that we've seen Fujitora pull out against Zoro in Stampede. That's all I'm asking for, right?
Fair. I think that's fair.
If we get that, and I'm also saying that because if you've been watching the anime, the Kaido situation is about to come up with Zoro, right?
Yep.
And when I think about that, there was a lot of disappointment where Zoro's talking about, I wish I could have done more, right? And then we have the King stuff after Ocean Sovereignty Hakai. So to me, it feels like Zoro's probably still hungry for something. He's like, look, I've done some shit, but I haven't really gotten my name where it needs to be. So that's why I'm saying for him to, go up against Green Bull to pull out and be like, yo, I underestimated this situation. And then boom, we get the bounties. Zoro probably develops something, maybe gets that extra push. And now he's going to Ryuma to say, okay, what's going on with Shusui? Why is this a black blade? Let me reflect on this. But I don't think he's done enough. Right?
Okay, that's fair. And see, devil's advocate for me, who's not like, I'm not a Zoro stan, but I'm a Zoro fan. I do think if this happens where he doesn't fight again this arc and he does all his Ryuma stuff, I do think he did enough, but I do like what you're pitching. I like it more from a writing standpoint for Zoro, but I do think in terms of scarring Kaido, getting Kaido's respect, and beating Kaido's right-hand man, arguably the strongest first commander, stronger than Katakuri. I think the anime has shown that King and Queen versus Marco wasn't a wash. Like a lot of people thought reading the manga, making Marco #1 first commander. No. That wasn't the case. King really wasn't doing nothing. And Queen, it was mainly Queen really doing stuff. So like, I can't sit here and say Marco's stronger than King. So I do think King at this point, until we see Ben Beckman, is the strongest first commander of the Yonkos. I'm giving it to him. So, and Zoro beat that. So I do like that for Zoro. Now, I understand where Zoro fans would want this more. I understand where you're coming from. I like it. If it happens, I'm not upset. But if it doesn't happen, I'm not upset either. Like I'm in the middle on both.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, and just to wrap this one up, this is where I'm saying, like, as a Zoro stan, this is where it's very tough for me, because I feel like this is a double or nothing for me, right? If Oda delivers on what I'm thinking, then Wano could arguably be like a 9 or a 10 when I was telling you it was going to be like a 6 or a 7 before, because then I can appreciate the ZKK telegraphing as a red herring and as a massively well done red herring.
But see, even if it doesn't happen, I still think it's a red herring.
Well, no. I mean, and that's fine too, because like I'm saying, like, theoretically, if he doesn't miss Dragon Blaze, this is complete headcanon, but I think that takes Kaido out because Kaido in that state was not as strong as he was when he was fighting Gear 5th Luffy. So that's a weaker Kaido. But regardless, I'm saying if you bring another, like, you had the whole Yonko saga, right? Not Yonko saga. I'm using the wrong words.
I know what you're saying.
Whole giant Yonko battle right now. You had a great battle for Sanji and Queen and Zoro versus King. If you bring into Wano, the land of the swordsman, another swordsman, and you don't make Zoro, lead the samurai, quote unquote, do anything to like protect Wano outside of say like, oh, I came with the Straw Hats and I helped Luffy defeat, Kaido, then to me that is like now you've done it again, right? Like you got my hopes up a little bit just to be like, yeah, nah, you're like, no, like that to me is you've spat in my face for the second time, right? So for me as a stan, this is really risky because it's like, all right, I could just be, way down a rabbit hole.
That's what I was about to say. Like as a stand, you gotta temper them expectations, my dog. I know
if this was literally any other arc, I would be okay. If Wano did not start off with Zoro's, doing all of this stuff,
and that's why I'm with you. I'm with you because I do think this is Zoro's arc. That's why more than anything for me, I gotta see the Ryuma. We got like that.
I gotta see it, but it's gotta be just like we got like in Thriller Bark. And I know, I said I was gonna wrap this up a million times, but remember what Zoro said after he beat Ryuma. He's like, this didn't happen because this was not the real thing. Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
Zoro holds himself to a high standard.
Also, we don't know if Ryuma uses that sword. That might be for show. Just throwing that out there. That might be for show. We gotta see it. But if he start in that next chapter, start, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
I get you, but like there's a difference to me between someone like Kizaru, who we saw use a sword, and Aokiji using a sword, and
someone having a black blade. No, for sure. I'm with you. That's different. Right? That's why we need to know what's on his hip.
Even if it's not a black blade, I mean, you have another swordsman in Wano, right? So all I'm saying is if this was any other arc, any other time, and there just happened to be a swordsman here, I would not be talking this hard, right?
But he might not be. He really might not be. It might be because the Marines, they just be walking with that shit. But we're gonna see. I'm with you though. I like the theory. Y'all let us know in the comments how y'all feeling. Is Christian's theory coming true? I hope it is for my dog. I want it to happen for my guy. Because if not, he's gonna be sad. Because if it doesn't, I still got Wano at a 7 or 8. I'm leaning more towards 8, but if it does, that's like 8, 9. Because that's good storytelling.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. If this is another troll,
you got it at a 6. I know you putting it at a 6.
I might drop it another point because I'm like,
you can't drop it to a 5. No way. He just got y'all. But let's get to something that's gonna piss me off. So we got something that's gonna make you mad. Shanks, can we get something? Something like the movie got me hot. They put that nigga in the movie just to sell tickets. I don't even know if I'm going to see it, but I loved getting him back.
You're going to see it. Stop capping.
I'm gonna go see it, but I'm gonna be mad. Now, my thing is, I just don't want him to be a villain. Everybody's saying he a villain. I don't, and this is my theory. People are like, oh, why does he want to meet Luffy? I think he doesn't want to meet Luffy until I think they're gonna fight. But it's going to be a friendly fight. It's going to be like you're my mentor. You're the guy who inspired me. I inspired you. I think they're going to fight. Or if not, I think Blackbeard's going to kill him because he's going after, I think when he says it's time to go after the One Piece, I think he's going after Blackbeard. And I think Blackbeard's going to kill him. And that's when Luffy's going to put the hat on him. But if he is going after the One Piece, then it's like what I'm saying. I think it's going to be him versus Luffy for it. He's the final test because Griffin means guardian of the god or whatever. Griffins are the sun god guardian. Shanks gave Luffy the sun god fruit. His sword is the sun god guardian. He's going to be the final test to see, okay, are you worthy of being Pirate King if they fight? But I'm still thinking he's going after Blackbeard right now. How you feeling about this? Because I don't think he's a villain. Everybody keeps trying to tell me Shanks out to kill Luffy, to put Luffy in the dirt. If he was, he wouldn't have gave him that fucking fruit. Like, what are we talking about?
I don't see Shanks being a villain. One of a couple of things is going to happen. I've often speculated that out of the Shanks Mihawk dying, things.
Oh, Shanks before Mihawk for sure.
Mihawk
not dying. I
don't believe Mihawk is dying.
Fuck no. Shanks
might die because it doesn't make sense. Like, one, Luffy calls his pirate crew the Straw Hat Pirates, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
you're saying how can he give it back? Yeah, I get that.
Never gonna give it back. Like that like the moment he called his crew the Straw Hat Pirates, I remember this like when I was way younger.
You're like, how can he give it back? Yeah.
I was like, so you're never gonna, because it's like you're not gonna give the Straw Hat to Shanks and then be like, oh, I fulfilled my promise. Now I'm gonna go off to be the Pirate King, and they're like, oh, it's the Straw Hat Pirates, and it's like, I mean, yeah, we were.
Let me phrase it to you like this way: they could still be it. What if it's what if Blackbeard kills him and he does the Nami thing and puts it on him?
I mean, no, like that's cool too.
As like his burial, like, Like he could still be Mugiwara. Like it, and he gave his greatest pride. I get you though.
I don't know if he'll be the Straw Hat without the Straw Hat, and then
that's fair.
We also have the giant frozen Straw Hat. So the Straw Hats themselves.
What if he gets that one? Like when he gear fit, like the shit go. Like what if he get that one?
But he keeps that hat on him, so he's not going to be in giant form all the time.
Fair. What if he gets a new one?
I don't think he gets a new one or he gets it back. I think Shanks dies, so he never
has to give it back. Yeah,
fulfills it. Now I think that they're gonna meet.
They got to,
and it might be like a tragic meeting.
Yeah, like as he's there, like Shanks is dying.
they acknowledge each other, and like Blackbeard does something,
Yeah,
but, I don't see a villain out of Shanks at all.
And people are like trying to say the face with Let's Claim the One Piece is villainous. Nah, bro. Because Shanks, if Shanks was a villain, like I said, he doesn't give Luffy this. He doesn't go out of his way to help Luffy as much as he did.
It's the Gorosei, but that has everyone feeling so weird because he pulled up on him. I mean, this chapter has Shanks running away from CP9.
Yep. And when he said, let's talk about a pirate, he's definitely talking about Blackbeard. It's not Luffy. Like,
right. So
yeah, I'm not. Also, not to cut you off, but I think it's interesting that we learn about Sabo in the Blackbeard chapter where Blackbeard says, let's go claim it or whatever the Navy's doing. If they're going to just leave it there, let's go get it. And then when we find out about what actually happened to Sabo, Shanks is saying, let's go claim the One Piece. They're about to go meet. That's what's about to happen. Like they're going to go and target. And like I'm saying, if Shanks is with his sword, a griffin, guardian of the sun god, guardian of the sun, Shanks is going to go fight Blackbeard before Luffy, trying to protect him for Luffy to get the One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, and to your point, if they were to meet and fight, it would definitely be like a
Davy back,
scenario where like they would know each other, they would be ready and be like, all right, like
fight for 3 days and then like the cruise party together. Yeah.
Like I love in the anime where I think it was Roger and Whitebeard, they both said like, drop all your shit, like we're gonna raid your shit, like and they said each other at the same time, and it was like, oh yeah, like I fuck with you.
And then after they fought, they're like, all right, everybody.
Like, hey, no, like I'm still in your shit. And like they literally, it was like a swap meet, basically. Exactly. Like they literally took each other's treasure
and then traded it like amongst everyone.
But it was after they had to scrap.
Yeah, they did.
Run your ones. Then
That's what I'm thinking. Like they fight Luffy and everybody. Luffy and Shanks them fight, and then Luffy goes on his.
This, right? Like because like. Although I would prefer a sort of tragedy, there's certain moments that I think that we do need, like Yasop mentioning, I'm not ready to meet Usopp. Who was that character from the filler who Usopp competed against who knew Yasop?
The gun guy. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, so I can't think of his name.
Yasop having
they gotta meet. Like you said, you said about Kinemon meeting Osuru, this has to happen more. Like if that happened, this has to happen. And I think even more so with Yasop being a deadbeat, like saying, wait, I'm not ready to see him yet. Oh, deadbeat ass. That even confirms it more so that they got to go see Luffy and them. Right. I love that moment. I love Lucky Root saying about Bartolomeo. I loved all of that. I love seeing him go to CP9 and steal the fruit. I'm interested now in some more Shanks backstory and lore. And Ben Beckman. I need to know about what, Ben Beckman didn't talk, and the only person Shanks tells about the One Piece, he's like, say Beck, I think it's time we make our move. The closest dynamic between First Commander and Captain is it goes Roger Rayleigh, Shanks Beckman, Luffy Zoro. Because I think Beckman is equal to Shanks, just like Rayleigh was equal to Roger. Just like Zoro is equal to Luffy.
Which, real quick, is going back to why I'm harping on this shit about Zoro so hard, bro. I'm telling you, Dressrosa. This dude said, I want to fight the Admiral.
We got it, my boy!
All right, anyway.
But I love all this Shanks shit. I do. I really do. You know, Shanks is my favorite emperor, one of my favorite characters. It's about time we get to see him. But now, my other favorite character, because you know, outside the Straw Hats, it's 4 guys. Law, Shanks, Kiddo, even though I just take the kid slander because I can't do nothing about it. Nigga just trash. And the final, actually, probably my favorite, next to Law, like Law and this guy are probably equal. The Flame Emperor, not y'all bitch ass donut Ace, the real Flame Emperor, Sabo, baby. Big O in the house. Fuck that nigga Ace, boy. Sabo got that fruit for a little bit, and along with all of his training, is now a Flame Emperor. Ace was never a Flame Emperor, bro. What's up with y'all? Ace fans, y'all sick on TikTok. I see Ace fans making Sabo jokes. No, y'all salty. That man a donut, he in the ground, and he could never do what Sabo doing. Never.
Yeah. So,
give Sabo his praise.
I'm gonna get a couple of thoughts out on
okay.
Sabo, all right? So, like, in addition with the Shanks thing, right? This is another interaction I really, really want to see. So I get that certain things in like One Piece are there for like the gag or for the character, right? So like Lucky Rouge's like piece of meat never like dwindles, right?
Oh yeah, he ate the whole thing.
It's in the same spot, and he always holds it. It's like it's a part of his character, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm really curious if like Sanji and him would have an interaction.
But he ate it. Like it's all like I don't know if that's to your point. Like it finished. He finished it.
Like, they'll show him finishing it.
Oh, okay, but I get what you're saying.
It'll just spawn again. Like
you want Sanji to make him some meat. I got you.
Right. So like I like there's moments where I'm saying like I could see Straw Hats
and Shanks Pirates
like meeting up, but it's like I don't know how long it would last.
Yeah.
Now moving on, I do think that this is Who's Who right here. Where
which one?
Saying, like, what are they after? It's not like
with the eye, with covering his eyes.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So I think that was something that was a nice.
Why does he have horns though? Is my question.
Well, I think because he has the cat fruit.
Ah,
right?
yeah, with the saber tooth.
With saber tooth or something, maybe.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe that's just a style choice. I don't know.
But I think that's Who's Who. So I think that was relevant. I do like the art. Because I don't know if we ever saw these panels, like Luffy and Shanks, sitting on that cliff.
No,
I don't know if that's ever shown up before, so it seems new.
Where the Straw Hat's looking like a sun, yeah, right, 100%.
So I appreciated those, but then
the angle of the thing biting Luffy, we never saw that angle. This one right here,
right,
from Shanks's perspective.
So. Moving on to the Sabo stuff. This is interesting because I think everyone knew Sabo wasn't dead.
Yeah, and we all predicted that they were saying he killed Cobra. So
right, because there's no way that Vivi was dying either.
Now is Vivi on the run with Sabo? Is that what we think that they tried to hide when they said he was missing? Because I don't think he killed Cobra, and I feel like the real story that Morgan's like was that. I think the government killed Cobra, specifically the Gorosei or CP0.
Mm-hmm.
Sabo and them find out. They take Vivi with them when they escape with Kuma. I feel like that's the actual story. Because if Vivi's missing, then the government would have, it's either the government has her or Sabo has her. And I'm more inclined to believe that Sabo and the revolutionaries have her, which goes to the point of them talking about how all of these kingdoms have been revolting and how they view Sabo as this like messiah. I think it's because Vivi's with them telling them the truth.
Yeah. And I mean, that would make sense as well, because again, we know that Vivi is an unofficial Straw Hat, and Sabo also said, although I don't think that this is necessarily directly in relation to Luffy, but Sabo said to, Fujitora, like, look, I don't care where I am. If Luffy or any, one of Luffy's friends needs my help, like
I'm doing it.
So there's no doubt to me that Vivi has expressed to Sabo her relation to Luffy and how her and Alabasta are in his debt and, the relationship that they have.
Yep.
Sabo's definitely explained, I'm Luffy's brother. So when her father passes away, the safest spot is
with Sabo in Dragon. Yeah,
seems like a revolutionary type of person where she would go on tour with the revolutionaries, sharing the truth which would prop up Sabo to be like this. Now,
which makes it a way for the government to have to say she's disappeared and she's missing, right, instead of saying like, yeah, she went with them. Like it right. makes it seem like, oh, she was kidnapped and they killed her father.
Right.
Painting them in the worst light possible.
Now, the thing that's interesting here is that they're mentioning Sabo with the likes of Dragon. And so this is like something that is intriguing to me because like in the pirate world, pretty much if you're the captain and your underling does something, you kind of get credit for that.
Yep.
Right? So if Sabo is basically doing what Dragon used to do, it's giving me this feeling like, okay, Dragon's just not as active as he used to be.
He's really the leader in Sabo.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, well, if y'all know that Sabo is the #1 of the Revolutionary Army, why is he eclipsing Dragon if this is most likely being done on Dragon's behalf, right? Like,
wait, why do you think he eclipsed him? And just ask him.
Okay, so when we get to the thing where it's showing a giant thing of
of Sabo, yeah, on the wall.
It says, with the growth of his legend, you could say his influence is greater than the rebellious Dragon.
Oh, okay. Commander-in-Chief. Yeah, I got you.
Like Sabo, as far as I'm concerned, would be acting exactly as Dragon wants him to be acting.
And see, I don't think it's more so. I think it's that Dragon probably used to be the face, like back in the Gap when he was the one that was active. I think more so that Dragon is doing what Kaido and Sakazuki have to do as the fleet admiral, not being in the thing. And I think Sabo's actions have just been so spectacular that people are like, he's the boy.
I completely agree. I'm saying I agree with that to the point where I understand if the layman thinks, Sabo is like
the leader,
the greatest. Yeah. But why is it that the world government
I see what you're
Dragon is the brains? Like y'all are talking about like, Sabo is even, he might have even eclipsed Dragon in his prime with his notoriety, but it's like, this is Dragon moving. This is still the most notorious man in the world. And basically all we're finding is that now there's 2 of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there's Dragon. Mm-hmm. So like, it's like, to me, that did come off a little bit weird because it's like, y'all should be very fearful. It should have been written as something like the growth of the Flame Emperor has eclipsed that of Dragon. So what in the world is Dragon doing?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm not mad at that. I'm with you on that. Because it's just interesting.
Maybe the official changes that where it just a little bit where it's
the official says so watch.
I haven't read the official.
Yeah, but in each case, the public is convinced that Sabo was the one pulling the strings. And so he's saying it like in this case, the public's convinced, but we know it's Dragon, and it's causing quite a stir. Add to the recent events orchestrated during the King's return with the 8-Nation Revolution, and now many sparks of revolution are smoldering all over the world. They're beginning to worship him like some sort of god. At this point in time, he's so popular that he might have more influence than Dragon, Commander-in-Chief of the Revolutionaries.
Right. So
it changes a bit.
It's like, are you sure, or is he like, spreading Dragon's influence?
Yeah, for sure. And I think they're saying it from the public's perspective and not their very own. And I love it that he's the Flame Emperor, and then Kizaru's like, and now his brother's an Emperor of the Sea. It's like, oh shit, they got Emperor of the Sea, Emperor of the Flame, and Dragon, I'm assuming Emperor of the Air.
Right. And Ace is Emperor of the Donuts. So
Emperor of the Dead.
I mean, well, that's Brooke and Moria.
And Zoro got something to say with some of that too. Emma. Look, we know. And
look, I got something funny to tell you about the anime off air, but
but I love that Sabo's getting this love. I love it too. How do you feel about Sabo, Karusu, Morley, and Winston Churchill? Beating Fujitora and GreenBull. A 2v4.
They didn't actually beat them like that. I think they retreated, right?
They beat them enough to get Kuma and leave.
So it depends, right? Because we still don't know.
Because I know GreenBull couldn't fuck with Sabo. That I learned from Pokemon. Fire beats grass.
Right. So there's something there, but we know that Sabo was able to stalemate Fujitora in
Dressrosa. Yep.
But I got the vibes that Fujitora was not really trying in Dressrosa the entire time because he was conflicted. He was like, "Look, I know
he knew they were doing the right thing." Yeah, and Fujitora's the type of guy that's
gonna fix this situation myself. I do need to kind of stay in line, but
I'm more concerned with the people being okay.
Chilling, right?
Yeah, facts.
Even Suru and Sengoku, when they showed up and were kind of like, Fujitora, you're kind of like shirking your duties.
But
like, I've got these dice, and they're like, you know what? Like,
you're right.
We know that this is a weird situation.
We don't fuck with Doflamingo. Suru definitely doesn't fuck with Doflamingo.
Right.
Like, so, yeah.
Like, I don't know how serious this was.
GreenBull looks serious.
Well, GreenBull's always serious. You got to remember, it's Mary Jo. So.
Oh yeah, they can't go too hard because it'll destroy everything.
Whereas the Revolutionary Army is
win as hard as they want.
Hard.
Yeah.
Right.
Facts.
So there's factors to be taken into play. Like, for instance, if they do a lot of damage.
Ooh, wait, I didn't even realize we didn't talk about this. They said that Midgard let the attackers escape.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know if they were talking about when they were trying to hurt Charlos in terms of the mermaids, or if they're saying that Midgard let everybody escape. I don't believe it either way.
Either way.
Yep.
So it all depends. I don't even know what this means for the Revolutionary Army that they got Kuma back, because I don't know how Vegapunk plays into this, right?
Yeah.
So, like, is there like a reverse switch thing here? Is Kuma permanently broken?
Or I think it's more so to have Kuma to basically say what happened to the Dowager Kingdom. You have him saying what happened to the Dowager Kingdom. You have Vivi saying what happens to Alabasta. That's two former, kings who can talk and stir up the pot. Or
right, it's like, what mental state is Kuma
fair.
In right?
Oh, and to that point, maybe it's to have. Maybe Vegapunk put something inside of Kuma for them. And like, this is how they communicate.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I definitely, I don't know. Like, the fact that Vegapunk has still not been shown.
It's important.
He's like up there with like Emu. Like, I don't even think we even have like a very detailed silhouette.
We have more of a silhouette of Emu than we do Vegapunk.
Right.
So, Vegapunk, we just got the hands. You remember when he had his gloves on?
Right. So it's like, if all we've got is that, then this dude, I don't feel like he's just like a world government, like celestial dragon, down with the program kind of guy.
Nah, he got to be like,
he's either with the world government, but he's like a GARP where he kind of just does what he wants to do.
Or he's undercover for the Revs.
Or he's undercover for the revolutionaries, or he's like
the ultimate bootleaker.
Threatens him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he has incentive to help people.
So we got four options. One, he's undercover for the Revs. Right. Two, he's like Garp, where he believes in what they're doing, but like he don't fuck with Celestial Dragons all the way. Three, they're threatening him, and so you got to do it. Or four, he's the ultimate bootlicker in love with the Celestial Dragons. But we can say that doesn't make sense because after he programmed Kuma, he programmed them to save the Straw Hats. So that's the bottom. It has to be one of the first three we said.
Right. It has to be. Yeah. So I don't know, but it's definitely going.
But look, Akainu looking bad, boy. Akainu got Luffy becoming Luffy kid-in-law taking over, being the new young boys. He got the Flame Emperor from the Revolutionaries. Like, he's just taking L's. Like, what a bad time to be a fleet admiral.
I don't think Akainu is taking L's. I think this is Akainu just more pissed off because he and Kizaru and Aokiji said this. Like, we don't extinguish Luffy now.
All of this is going to happen.
It's be a fucking problem.
True.
And if you think about Sabo, like Sabo is better than Ace in every way, right?
Yeah.
But he also thematically represents like a developed Ace.
Yep.
If Ace was alive right now, like if Sabo never existed, Ace had his hockey developed and kept pushing himself and wasn't, whatever, like.
And trained in combat, physically combat. Yeah.
Right. Like this is basically what Akainu was afraid.
Was word of if Ace escaped. Yeah, for sure.
If Ace escaped and Luffy's light did not get extinguished either.
Yep.
So they're just dealing with these repercussions now.
And Sabo is not just ace, but he's dragon too with the dragon claw. He learned fishman karate. So his flame wielding is probably 20 times better because he knows how to move water with fishman karate. The fire's probably insane. Does he, with his dragon claw, does he put fire on it? Like, Sabo's a monster, bro.
We know he did, because, I mean, he did that to Burgess. He dragon clawed Burgess's face and then used fire.
True. That Sabo's a monster.
I mean,
he probably turns his pole.
Rio. You know that, right?
True, yeah, because he sends it into the ground. Rio. He sends the hawk into the ground and it disperses it. True. Sabo been on Rio. So imagine he has his little pole, hockeys it up, and then flames it. I truly believe Sabo, if because Sanji got blue fire, Sabo's gonna get black fire. That he's gonna awaken, get black fire, Amaterasu, and fuck Akainu up. It's gonna be hotter than magma. He's gonna fuck Akainu up because I don't see Luffy fighting Akainu. I don't. I think more so with the name of Sabo being the Flame Emperor, he coming for Akainu.
Yeah.
He coming for Akainu. Because think about it. Gear 5 Luffy, he just turning that flame. He eating that flame. Like,
I really hope not.
It don't work. That's why I'm saying, like, it works for him to fight Blackbeard to negate that shit. But if he fights Akainu, that's why I think that's Sabo's fight.
No, please. Like, this is where I'm saying, like, I'm all for comedy. You know?
But with those battles, you got to be serious. Yeah.
Don't break that for them.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
I get it has greater impact value when it hits a character who it's not supposed to hit.
Nah, but I'm with you. Not Akainu.
Please don't make Akainu.
That's why Sabo versus Akainu, the real hottest person, the Fleet Admiral, the Red Dog Fleet Admiral, or the Flame Emperor of the Revolution.
The only way I can see Luffy Akainu is if it's another Marine Ford, like the Greatest War, and there's a skirmish where he runs into him.
And at that point, I see that, and Sabo flies in. No, Luffy, you keep going forward. Right. This is mine.
Or like a team up, right? Like I don't see
they do it together. Yeah,
I see like a Red Hawk and Flame Dragon Claw, and then Sabo's like, all right,
it's mine.
You need to get your lick in. Like I get it. Like we both need to get our licks in, but like I'll finish.
And like you said, Luffy at this point with Gear 5, his base now Gear 4 stuff. So he's running around. He's not pulling out Gear 5 till he gets to the last fight. Yep, I'm with you.
No.
I'm with you 100%. Hell yeah.
I don't even think Luffy would laugh around Akainu. Like,
it's serious. Yeah, no, it's like, too serious.
He would never be like heartbeat, like start beating. Like I want to laugh around Akainu. It's like nah. Like it's on site.
What if there was like an alternate Gear 5th, like because he was a Rage Gear 5th, where it's not tuned like you don't think so? Where instead of all white, he goes all black.
No, because then that's just Gear 4. As far as I'm concerned, one.
Gear 4 plus.
Two, you saw Oda's statement about Gear 5th and how he wanted to make less serious fights and more. Okay. So like, he's not gonna do that to Gear 5th.
Yeah, no, Gear 5th is meant for that. Okay, so Akainu's not getting that.
Snake Man by itself looks like angry black Gear
5th. Yeah, true. I think we predicted what Akainu will be, whether it's a Luffy runs into, fights for a little bit, then Sabo flies in, or a joint attack, then Sabo takes over. But I don't see Luffy fighting him. But that great review for this week. This you guys are hearing this Sunday night, early Monday morning. We will have the Kaiju number 8 video. We're recording it on Tuesday, so it'll be out Wednesday or Thursday. So be on the lookout for that. And then the following week, One Piece review, right back at it.
Now, I will say this as a joke. Look, I said, all right. Stupid, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So Luffy, you know how Kizaru is a troll?
Yeah.
I could low-key see like Gear 5th Luffy pulling some Looney Tunes shit. So like, what if like Kizaru pulls out like Yata no Kagami, so like Yata's mirror, right?
Mm-hmm.
And uses light against Luffy. And like Luffy pulls a mirror out of like thin air. And he's like, oh, Gear 5th Luffy's mirror. And it's like, I just want to see Kizaru like lose. Like for just a moment, him be like, did I just get trolled?
Yeah, the troll gets trolled.
Yada's mirror, and Luffy's like you see a light bulb. He's like,
oh, mirror. Yeah, wow. Oh man, that's awesome. Christian, tell the people where they can follow you at on social media.
Yeah. So on all social media, it's going to be Hollinger94, and then for graphic content, it's going to be Design Season LLC.
100%. Y'all make sure y'all go follow Christian. You can follow me at LynBWT. Follow Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think. Like I said, we are back, baby. You guys are hearing this Sunday night, Monday morning. We're recording the Kaiju number 8 video on Tuesday, so you'll get that Wednesday. Wednesday or Thursday at the latest, but I'm gonna make sure you get it Wednesday. Then we're gonna record the One Piece review. If the chapter drops Friday, I'm gonna try to make it that me and Christian reviewed on Saturday, so y'all get it Saturday night, Sunday morning. And so that's our schedule. Anime Talk is dropping this week. It'll be out on Tuesday, so check that out. Bros Who Binge will be out on Wednesday. We're talking all things Comic-Con, Marvel Phase 4, 5, and 6. So make sure y'all check that out. The Bros Who Think podcast is dropping Friday. We're going to be reviewing Joey Badass's album, as well as talking about all the shit in the world. Manga Melee dropped an interview with Haz. That's out. And episode 9 for them will be out tomorrow. So make sure y'all check that out. And yeah, just a lot. Oh, and Run It Back will be out on Thursday. We're reviewing The Imitation Game, which is on Netflix, the Benedict Cumberbatch movie. So all shows are dropping. We're back in the workflow, baby. So make sure you tune in, subscribe to the YouTube, and if you want to join the Discord, link in the bio. But for Christian, my name is Lynden. We will talk to y'all. You will hear from us on Wednesday. Until then, have a good one, and peace.
Peace.